mode alone in case I don't feel like talking a whole heck of a lot. Can always just watch a little CNBC here instead of turn that down a little. Rustic accommodations popular among backcountry enthusiasts in an area called Castle Peak. Looks like there was a avalanche north of Lake Tahoe. 9 skiers are trapped in a California avalanche. Uh, that wouldn't be good. We're not gonna watch the news. Must have gone to bed. It must have been on Fox News. I think I was trying to watch it for a while, but the woman, forget her name, some blonde woman. She seemed, I mean, again, I'm slightly right of center, but she still seemed hostile and negative more than need be. And I just can't imagine. Like, she was railing on AOC last night, which is Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, or whatever her name is. And whether you like that woman or not, it was like, well, who cares? You know, in my mind, I hadn't really thought of that woman in 2 years, barely. And just to be so into political stuff that you're going to waste your energy dissing the person on the other side. I mean, I guess if you're on the left, I guess Donald Trump's in your face every day. So it'd probably be hard to avoid your thoughts on maybe him. And he's relevant. He's president. He's, you know, sending aircraft carriers to Iran and wanting to take over Greenland. And I still don't think it's really worth anyone's energy to get too connected to politics. But again, for her to be spewing stuff towards Alexandra Cortez, who's totally irrelevant in my life, unless I watch Fox News too much, seemed kind of weird. So I shut her off, and I think I went to bed before 8 o'clock. Good morning, Stofy. Good morning, Fred. Good morning, Jelly, Rebecca, Jack. And I think that's everybody. And good morning. Wow, this kind of always looks pretty good on me. Don't you think? Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. My name's Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Wednesday morning. It is 7:06 a.m. It is February, let's see, it was the 14th, 15th, February 18th, I think. Happy Wednesday. Coffee with Ken is a show I have done. My ears are a little plugged. For quite some time. Hold on, I want to make sure I shut my door. I just came back in from the lobby, got my coffee. I didn't bring my key, so I used one of those, you know what I mean, those swinging lock things to keep the door open. I want to make sure I shut it. Otherwise, I might have room service burst in this morning, and I would have to, I don't know, bring her over and interview her. Wouldn't that be fun? But again, happy Wednesday. Coffee with Ken is a show I've done for quite some time. It's a show about me talking, sharing some feelings, kind of sharing a little bit about the ups and downs we have in life. I don't even know. I think Coffee with Ken is changing. And I didn't feel the need today for sure to hop on and unload stuff or share any stories or share any feelings. And I'm not even totally sure I felt like needing to have a conversation with 36 of my closest friends at 7:07 in the morning. So I'm not sure what the future of Coffee with Ken is. I know ChatGPT, who's competing with you for my best online friend, would like me to go on and kind of do some focused, niche content like, I don't know, starting over at 57 or something like that. And I think that would probably resonate with a lot of people, but I think it would be a lot less interactive uh, than this show is. And part of me wonders, how interactive do I want to be this show? Do I want to answer Pure Joy asking if I tip my room service every day? Or am I going to do a Die Hard 7? Or if I'm going to do, ask me why I'm bald. I hope you guys can understand uh, that, why I might just not want to have my mind open up to the noise that is this, to having 50 people throwing out random questions, or where'd I move? Did I, and I get you care. But when you're a human being that's just trying to wake up and take on the day, it's just a lot of noise that might not be that much of a priority for me, right? And so I kind of feel the show's going to be changing. And I know I still have a lot of thoughts, and I know there'll be times during the day I want to hop on and go live for 10 minutes and talk about, I don't know, being afraid and facing your fear like I did yesterday. Or 2 days ago, I talked for 10 minutes after working out on how important it is, if you are relocating, to find a gym, find a church you feel good about. People like hearing my thoughts on current events like the Olympics and what you're into these days. Yeah, okay, yeah. But Jack, like, sometimes I'll wake up and I'll just, you know what I mean? Well, you like being alone. Like, I woke up today, I slept in. I actually can't believe how late I slept in. I woke up and my little ones were FaceTiming me, and I heard it, and I'm like, well. And I just laid in bed and go, well. So here I am. Just go with the flow, Ken. Do whatever makes you feel good. Well, thank you guys for understanding. Thank you for understanding. I don't have much thoughts on the Olympics. Okay, I do have a couple thoughts on the Olympics. Hold on. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. I have a couple thoughts on the Olympics because I was trying to watch a little bit of it last night. And I was going, what the heck's happened to the Olympics? But before we get to that, for those that have been watching a while, it's not just a show about me talking. It's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I've got a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me. It's a Purple Yeti. And I am so excited to have my first sip at this kind of mid-range hour. I think if I was to do a perfect Coffee with Ken show, 7 o'clock would be pretty darn good time to get started. I think it probably works for the audience, allows me to sleep in, FaceTime my little ones, check CNBC if I have the urge. But anyway, I'm excited to have by the way, I put 3 creams in this. As I was doing it, I was wondering if I was going to get fat because I put cream in my coffee instead of drinking it black like I do when I have a home. Let me know. I'm excited to have my first sip, and my hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, that you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. I actually, good morning, Julie. Before I went to the lobby, I had to dump coffee out. It doesn't happen very often. It's kind of nice. Uh, been working hard the last few days, uh, driving around, and it's almost, for me, it's kind of like a job finding a job. And I guess that's the way it should be. If you have no job, I don't know. I think if you're like a 20-year-old waitress, like I used to work with at Texas Roadhouse or something, and you walk in to, I don't know, a Texas Roadhouse here or a Denny's or a, I don't know, Red Lobster, whatever chain you want to walk into, I think it'd probably be easier to get a job than maybe it is for me, because that person looks like the waitress that they have in mind hiring versus me. I come in with my smile and my confidence and my bald head and my 57 years of wisdom. And they're going, "What the heck is this? What is this all about?" It's got a good story, moved around a little bit. I think they take a second look. And so finding the right fit is um, probably harder. And maybe the right fit's more important to me than it would be to that 20-year-old girl that's had two jobs in her life, and the last one was Texas Roadhouse. So anyway, the last 3 days, it feels like having a job myself, meeting with people, getting rejected, following up. Feels like a sales position. I think I find it easier selling myself than it would be some vacuum cleaner or solar panel or um, what have you, and having to tell you, make up some reason why. Well, I mean, I think I could sell a Yeti pretty well, but make up some reason that my solar panel was better than the competitor's solar panel, or why you should put it on your roof and how much energy it would save. Maybe if I really believed in it, I would. But I don't feel I'm selling it as much as looking for information and looking for a fit. Because I'm not out there going, "Hey, I'm going to be the most awesome this or awesome that." I'm pretty much honest and tell them who I am and my strengths and weaknesses. And but I was thinking last night that yesterday was a pretty darn good day, and I got a lot of productive things done. And today, I maybe could take the day a little differently than the last few, and less maybe frantic following up or looking or turning over new rocks, and more so taking a deep breath and uh, giving it to God to handle. Um, because as one of my viewers told me once, you can plant the seed, but you need God to make it grow. And I planted plenty of seeds, and I think have probably at least two jobs out of the seeds I've planted. And I don't know. I don't know how many, maybe none of them are for sure yet, but do I want 10 job offers? I mean, maybe. Maybe I do. I'd feel bad saying no. I have such, I feel bad saying no. I'm sure they wouldn't care, but I still would. Oh, good morning, Jim Rat. How are you? Jim Rat, I'm sure you've noticed one thing, that it's an absolutely glorious audience we have today, with 76 people on and 23 thumbs up in 15 minutes. And I want to thank you all for hopping on. All things work to the God for you and God. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. So it was a productive day yesterday. I opened up flipped over a lot of rocks, had a couple good interviews, and followed up with a job I met with on my first full day here. And she still wants to hire me, but honestly, is training new people and is figuring out paperwork and this and that. Um, to be honest, I thought about it this morning as I was getting my coffee and thinking maybe she's overhired already because I know she said it when we were meeting that she had a couple new people she'd already taken on and was hiring or training. Uh, but I kind of almost feel that might be the coolest job for me. So I hope it doesn't go away. Mm. Do I ever get nervous that I'll become homeless? Not right now. I mean, certainly in the darkest of nights, my mind bounces around all sorts of things. But no, seems there's, I think society has changed and looks different. Or maybe I just had a brighter eyed, bushier tail when I was younger in life. But it seems like when I travel around, uh, I see more homeless people. And I'm wondering if that's a nationwide thing. And again, on the news, they talk about it. And even on this show, people hop on and talk about how hard it is uh, in life. But yeah, I was driving through town and I saw guys that I wish weren't sitting on the street with the sign that said, need help. Oh, Jack Taylor asked about my thoughts on the Olympics. I think the Olympics used to be awesome. It came every 4 years, and there were only a few channels to choose from, and you had ABC, CBS, and NBC, and those were the biggies. And all the channels were packaged, or all the events were packaged on whatever channel owned the right to the Olympics. They didn't have, like CNBC or Peacock or various channel assets to ship them off for, which you'd think would be enhance your experience because you can either watch curling or curling or curling on about 5 different channels. But it almost kind of cheapens it for me that you can pick and choose which curling event you want to watch on a bunch of different channels. Which brings me to this. What the hell is curling and why does anybody care about it at all? At all. I mean, it's just shuffleboard with a broom. And we know it. Or the that bar shuffleboard with the sawdust. Why does anybody, it's the dumbest sport ever. It might be the dumbest sport ever. And all the rocks are made from one island in Scotland. Like, why does anybody care so much? And I don't know, it must get a huge audience because it's on every channel. But there's teams, like 2 women with a broom and 1 woman sliding forward, and they yell, eh, 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 as the rock slides down and they broom. It seems so dumb to me. I mean, I get it if I was drunk in a bar and we were sliding some rocks on ice like you do the shuffleboard on the sawdust, or, it's all the exact same. I think on a table you can do it where you fold up a piece of paper and you slide it and you're trying to get it like on the edge. A hanger gives points or something like that. But to act, the amount of care for it. And granted, there's care for a lot of dumb things. You can watch darts, you can watch bags, but for some reason, curling is a big time Olympic event. Do I appreciate the Scottish Stones with my Scottish heritage? Uh, I mean, that's makes the story just a bit interesting to me, Jack Taylor. But I'm still wondering why anyone said, hey, let's get on a sheet of ice. And for some reason, this island in Scotland has just the right rock. I mean, so there must be a long history of it. Because anything from Scotland tends to be really old. But again, it makes no sense. What's the matter with you? Why do I get to choose people's idea of a sport? Well, because it's my show. Are you denying me having an opinion? That's why, because it's my show and I get to have an opinion. How's the new town? I think I'm liking it. Let's see. Plus, it's a dumb sport. If you think otherwise, you're dumb too. Um, I've been so busy. I mean, I would say working, but I'm trying to keep life going. When I go to a coffee shop here, though, I'm looking to be hired, but I'm taking breaks and I'm checking emails and following up and doing things. But I'll tell you what, at Gym Rat's on, it feels real good. I joined a gym at least on a temporary basis and have been working out every morning. And um, it feels real good. Winter Olympics, aside from curling, yeah, it wouldn't be curling. I mean, should the girls with the broom, is anybody really thinking the girls with the broom are athletes? Come on. No, they're not. Nor is this. None of that is a sport. I would bet the girls with the broom are so replaceable. Uh, okay, what would be my sport in the Winter Olympics? Well, like clearly, I mean the figure skaters are amazing athletes. I don't watch any. Um, I haven't watched a minute. I don't know one of the names of any figure skater in the world, but there were times in my life I certainly watched the figure skating, and they are obviously amazing, amazing athletes. Uh, what would I want to do? I mean, okay, I think playing hockey would be probably if I was going to be a Winter Olympic athlete. I think being on the hockey team would be pretty cool. Um, the skiing makes sense. Cross country skiing. Even the ice skating gets a little strange because they do like that short track. Now, I don't, what was that guy's name? He was uh, Ono. I don't know. He made it real popular about 12, 16 years ago. Anton Ono or something like that, a US guy. And he was really good at the short track. But I think they even have like short track teams. I think what it is with sports, it's easy to slightly vary it a little bit and create a whole bunch of new sub sports from one individual sport. I remember way back in 1980, where was it? Was it Lake Placid? Is that when the Olympics were? Eric Heiden was a huge, huge story. I don't know how many of you guys remember Eric Heiden. Do we have anybody old enough to remember Eric Heiden? Good morning, Mirel. Uh, but Eric Heiden won, I think, like 5 golds at the skating, and he had these big, strong thighs, and I think he was wearing a yellow outfit. Thought he was pretty cool. Do I have any practices I find helpful for my mental health? I know you go to the gym. Does that help lots? Yeah, it helps a lot. Anything else I find helpful? So much else I find helpful. There's so many pieces to the puzzle. Going to the church on Sunday mornings helps a lot. Having faith in a higher power helps a lot. I had woken up in frantic modes over the last 3 weeks several times where I felt scared and depressed and sad. Maybe accepting of those feelings, because for me they often come crashing down at night when I'm trying to sleep. B, along with acceptance, realizing they're just thoughts and they don't define who you really are as a human being. And that when you wake up in the morning, when you do finally get up and you have your coffee, and maybe you go to the gym, or maybe you go to the church, or maybe you say a short prayer, that the rest of the day doesn't look as nearly dark as the thoughts you're going through at that moment. I hate to be cliche, but gratitude helps a ton. Being during the night, I found some audio of talking about giving thanks and being thankful, and there's a guy's voice on this audio, and he's repeating, I'm thankful for the opportunities that lay in front of me today. I'm thankful for what I accomplished. I'm telling you, I think you only have room in your head for one themed thought, and you can't be depressed and be grateful at the same time. Somebody said their coffee pot seems to have some troubles this morning. That will ruin the start of your day as quickly as anything. Okay, but for instance, let's just play a little hypothetical situation. Say my morning is starting out crappy and I'm worried about a bunch of different things, and I'm laying there and I go, well, I'm thankful for my coffee pot and the fact that it's going to make me some hot coffee. And I get up out of bed, go to my coffee pot, and for some reason the coffee pot is not working. Maybe the power's out, or a fuse is blown, or something with the wiring, and you can't get the coffee started. You could ruminate all day how bummed you are about the coffee, or you could go, thank you, God, for the McDonald's on the corner, or the gas station on the corner, or the Starbucks on the corner, where I can go and get myself a cup of coffee. And I promise you, your day's going to go better if you can lose the negative thoughts about your broken coffee pot and turn it into gratitude for the opportunities that lay in front of you. Somebody said the cool thing about curling is you can still play if you're old and sore. I almost think that should take it out of the whole true sport. If you can play it when you're old, like you can play golf, and it's a sport, but some certainly don't think golf's a sport. But I'd almost say if you can play it when you're old, it shouldn't be on the Olympics. You know, how many of you want to watch me in spandex with a rock on? Go! That! Or me with a broom on the other end going like this. You wouldn't want to watch that. Like drinking coffee and talking to you guys, nobody thinks is a sport. Seabiscuit was defensive and said, golf is a lot of skill. Well, yeah, golf's hard as heck, but I'm going to be good at it this year. You know why? Because I've been watching a lot of videos of guys with really easy swings hitting the crap out of the ball. They make it look easy. I kind of do think I know what I've been doing. I think, and it's hard to do right here because I think I've been taking and kind of coming across it, over the top, they call it, instead of it. I don't know. I might have to stop working out so much. Do you know what I mean, gym rat? I think my big muscles might be getting in the way of my golf swing soreness. I haven't talked to you in a couple days, Jim Rat. Are you still there? I bought some boxing gloves. I found a gym with a heavy bag. And I tell you what, I'm enjoying it. I might eventually get sick of it because I tend to drive anything into the ground. But yesterday I lifted, I did bench curls, sit-ups, stretching, and heavy bag. Excuse me. Today I'm going to push the sled, do some farmer carry, and go maybe 4 rounds with the heavy bag. Since I'm enjoying it, I want to structure my workouts around hitting the heavy bag because it feels good. And I just got to imagine if you're standing there moving and punching hard, that you're not going to be in great badass shape. Like real shape. Cardio, strength, coordination, quickness. I'm getting really strong with the bench, but I just don't know how much that's going to really help me in life. Not that I want to get in a fight or anything like that, but I think it's more than getting in a fight. I think the fast power moves that is throwing a punch got to be really good for you. Today is Ash Wednesday. Am I going to church? No. Now, just for the record, isn't going to church on Ash Wednesday a Catholic thing? Aren't Catholic the ones that have the cross on their head? I've never in my life been to church on an Ash Wednesday. So I think it's a Catholic thing. I could be wrong. But I'm not wrong about curling. Curling's dumb. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't watch it, but it seems like it's the most popular sport in the Winter Olympics. It's a Catholic thing. Yeah, I thought so. And Episcopal. Well, I don't even know what Episcopal is. Has something to do with Episcopalian, I bet. But yeah, no, I don't go to church on Ash Wednesday. If I talked to a woman yesterday, and I got a big mouth. I know you're not supposed to be talking religion on interviews, but I do. I talk about how good it feels to be in the town and building a life, and that I went to church. They all want to know what church I went to. They're also probably marking off on the resume. This guy can't focus on his job. He's more interested in talking about what church he went to. But they're asking, so I tell them. One of the ladies said, well, you should go to this. I mean, a few of them have said, well, you should go to this church. And one of the ladies I talked with yesterday said her husband plays the keyboard in the church band. And I go, oh, is the music good? I go for the music. Julie mentions Lutheran. I don't know. Do Lutherans really go? It seems if Lutherans went to church on Ash Wednesday, I would know. Anthony likes the skiers. Somebody says hockey is the coolest. I don't know. We have a glorious audience today. We got 72 people watching. We've got 36 thumbs up. If you're new to my show, I go live more often than not, usually about 7 a.m. during, I don't know. I was going to say during the week, but I go live on the weekends too. I did not go live last weekend. I was saving my emotions for myself. I was very emotional. I was moving out of my apartment. I did not feel like sharing that experience with you voyeuristic audience. It is. It is definitely. Is this the most glorious audience we've ever had? I think it'd be way premature to describe this as the most glorious audience we've ever had. I mean, but it's darn glorious with 69 people watching and 37 thumbs up. You got to feel real good. Anytime that you got more thumbs up than minutes talked, that's my litmus test. So we've got, if you'd be so kind, if you would be so kind, if you're watching my show, to double tap my screen. Again, I go live most mornings right about 7 o'clock and talk for maybe an hour or so. And I hope my show makes a difference. It seems to. I've been doing it a while. And if I believe if I get more thumbs up, YouTube pushes me out to a bigger audience. So I'd appreciate that. You'd help my show grow. But I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure that YouTube cares about how many thumbs up I have when they push my audience out. Good morning, Tammy Riley from Australia. How are you today? You love Ash Wednesday. All the Christians walking around with a cross of Christ on their foreheads. You think it's beautiful. All right, well. All right with your thoughts and your feelings on Ash Wednesday. Good morning, Nancy. How are you today? It's been a long day, Tammy. Do I know what Ash Wednesday was? You mean the first go around? I could probably think about it. I figured out what like Palm whatever was. Because I watched The Chosen. Don't you think you can trick me on Christian questions, because I've watched The Chosen. And I've watched a bunch of biblical shows recently, so I'm somewhat aware. Nancy recognized, wait, it's the start of Lent. Ash Wednesday? Oh yeah. All right. For some reason, I was thinking, all right, despite me watching The Chosen and reading a good chunk of the Bible, for some reason I thought Ash Wednesday was another day in Holy Week. But you're right, Easter's not on Sunday. There's a lot of talk about fasting before Easter, even in my churches. And I wonder, I wonder how many people actually fast. Because at the church I used to go to, they talked about like 21 days of prayer and fasting. And I think I see the guy, the actor who played Jesus, talk about like 21 days of prayer and fasting. Does anyone know the commercials I'm talking about? They're selling the Hallow app. And I think in a very good marketing strategy, they got the guy that plays Jesus on from The Chosen. Do you guys ever see those apps on any social media platform? Based on my experience, you guys don't care about that, but I'll answer Easy BCLS's question. Based on my experience, what are your thoughts on today's housing market? It's interesting you say that, because I was thinking about it the other day, and I almost did a housing thoughts video. I think the problem is people can't afford to buy houses. I think due to things we've done, fighting to keep interest rates low, and home prices have gone up. And I think half of, let's just say America, I know I have a massively international audience, home prices have gone up, and people would be scared if the home prices went down. But I think what's going to eventually have to happen is home prices are going to have to come down. Not enough people can afford to buy a home. And it's a weird situation because even people that own a home and bought it, say, 5 years ago, maybe bought it when they got a mortgage rate at 3.5%. And if they sold their $800,000 home and tried to downsize to a $400,000 condo on the beach, and I'm just making up the numbers, their mortgage might be the same for that 400 grand condo because the mortgage rate they locked into today would be 7%. And I've said this for a number of years. I think something's wrong with the housing market, and there's going to need to be a correction. There's not enough homes on the market right now. There's just not. People can't afford to sell and they can't afford to buy. It's a weird situation. My guess is eventually home prices are going to have to come down. I'm also concerned about the stock market. It goes up almost every day. We had a pullback about a week ago. We saw Bitcoin get knocked down pretty hard. But I think too many people out there think it's too easy to make money investing in the stock market or in houses. And I just know, for a guy that's made and lost a lot of money over his life, that it's not that easy. And anytime I think it is that easy, the market's usually going to correct a lot. And I'm eventually going to lose my money. Let's see. Somebody said prices are not coming down, just like everything else. The Fed has printed too much money and there's been too much inflation. You're in the Dallas area, you're seeing dilapidated houses for 150 grand. And the thing is, Texas used to be cheap. Great time to buy Amazon and Chevron. I wonder why you think it's a great time to buy Amazon, because it came down in price. All that Democratic fraud, somebody asked. Or somebody said. I don't even think it's Democratic fraud, really. I think the problem is, if the housing market started pulling back, whoever was in office would do what they have to do to protect the housing market prices, because so many Americans, and probably worldwide, have so much of their money invested in their homes. So instead of letting houses drop in price, they're always trying to lower interest rates or allow buyers to use their 401k to buy a home, or looking for various strategies to make it easier for buyers to buy the home. And all that does is cause the housing prices to go up higher. And I think the less government intervention involvement, I think supply and demand would work it out in a healthier fashion. Do I like Victoria Beckham? I don't really have any thoughts on Victoria Beckham. Easy BCLS says, in terms of stocks, you're basically only looking at companies dealing with quantum computing, IBM, Google, NVIDIA. Well, I don't even know what quantum computing Easy BCLS is, but to me it sounds like you're buying the big tech stocks that are probably benefiting from the AI bubble. And I just don't think that's a good idea. Honestly, if I was looking to buy a stock, I mentioned Walmart a month or two ago, I'd buy something less connected to AI and more connected to, I don't know, things we need. I'm not even sure what that might be. But but I wouldn't want to dive into throw money at anything connected to AI or Bitcoin or anything like that. Oh, just a quick check-in. It's almost midnight. Well, good night, Tammy. How are you? Anthony loves AI. I've been using it a lot, and it's weird because if you're on ChatGPT and you ask it a bunch of questions and it gives long answers, it slows down after a while and starts taking longer to process the more, I don't know, questions you've asked it. So you have to come up with you have to start a new stream periodically, and then it almost forgets who you are. It does forget who you are. So what I do is when I find ChatGPT slowing down, I ask it, hey, give me a paragraph so when I start a new stream, it will be up to speed and know me like you do. And then it goes, it writes out 10 lines describing our conversation, and I share it with a new one. But it still forgets some things. Keep the Bible in the schools instead of putting them in the prisons. You don't, well, I assume you think putting a Bible in a prison's a good thing. And honestly, I don't think the Bible should be in schools. And I don't think we should preach Christianity in schools at all. So I very much disagree with you. Oh. One thing I've noticed about staying in a hotel, the water that comes out of the tap is delightfully chilled. So anyway, what about Christian schools? Well, Christian schools can have a Bible in them, but public schools shouldn't have be preached to. Somebody said the Bible should be in the library. I mean, but do they actually have Bibles in libraries? Like if I went to the public library and I searched up something, is the Bible actually on the rack? I bet you, well, there's one right there. There's one in my hotel room. But I wonder if there's actually, has anyone actually gone to the library and looked for the Bible and said, oh, here between fitness and mental health. Is there a coffee maker in my room? Well, I'm sorry that you're used to seeing me with various mugs, WMCC. You're going to have to suffer with me drinking out of a Yeti, though. It's so relevant in our culture, it's not there, it should be. The Bible in the library? I don't know. I'm saying it's so relevant in our culture, I don't know that it really needs to be in the library on a shelf with 10 million other books, because there's one right there. And I have two in my car. I mean, how many copies of the Bible should there be like 100? Well, this is the best-selling book of all time, so we better create some space on the shelf for 100 different Bibles. Organized religion should not be in public schools. I absolutely agree. Easy BLS. I mean, there's people of different faiths. You can't go preaching about Christ in a public school. I think that'd be crazy. Jess seems really passionate about needing a Bible in a library. Jess, I'm going to let you run with your passion about that. I mock your passion about that because, again, there's a Bible right there. So needing one in the library seems kind of strange. It's a glorious audience today with 81 people watching and with 90 people watching. Gets me excited when we really start bumping higher. And we got 90 people watching. We got 52 thumbs up. Any organization shouldn't be led in public schools. I don't know what you mean by any organization. I mean, I'm down with that, but I don't know what type of organization you're talking about trying to get into public schools. Are there organizations currently working their way into public schools? Any organization you're concerned about? Hello, Garrett. You did not shoot even par yesterday. I don't believe you shot even par. Oh, my lost son is here. I'm glad I found you. I've been wondering where you were. How long's it been? I lost you like 6 months ago. And here you are on my show. It seems you would have reached out to me via phone or text or called. But I'm glad you reached out, and I'm glad you're here on my show today. My coffee's running a little bit low. I did not bring my coffee pot into the hotel. They have hot coffee in the lobby, which I enjoy. So I did not. And my mugs, as I told you the other day, are all packed up in a box, and I wouldn't know how to find it. You were a tennis player growing up. You're hoping to get back into it 14 years later. Way to go, Easy BCLS. What is anything stopping you? Anything stopping you? Good morning from Los Angeles. Oh, somebody's... let's see. Hello, Tala Brown. How are you today? How are you all today? It's a glorious audience. 85 people watching. 56 thumbs up. Poor time management. You know what that means, Easy BCLS? It's really not poor time management. Easy BCLS says they're hoping to get back into tennis. And I said, well, what's keeping you? And they said, poor time management. Do you guys know what the real reason is? Oh. I don't even think it's laziness. It's that I don't think you really care that much about playing tennis again. When you do, you will. Somebody's watching from Papua New Guinea. I don't know if I've ever had a viewer from Papua New Guinea. This might make it one of the most glorious audiences we've ever had. And we got 60 thumbs up. We got 60 thumbs up. Is Papua New Guinea close to Australia? It feels like it would be. let's see. I think if I turned it to subscriber only right now, I would lose half of my audience because I have so many people, strange people hopping on. I'd lose my viewer from Papua New Guinea. So is Papua New Guinea not part of like Indonesia? Your neighboring countries. What's the religious makeup of Papua New Guinea? What faith are most of the people in Papua New Guinea? Sandra? Kind of curious. And there's a reason. There's a reason I ask. It's Christian? Okay. Oh. You want to know why I asked? Somebody's saying, I'm thinking about colonizing over there next. No, I really wasn't thinking about colonizing Papua New Guinea. What I was thinking is Indonesia, who I also feel is above Australia, is the largest, most populous Muslim country in the world. And I was wondering if Papua New Guinea was Muslim as well, just from proximity. So I really wasn't thinking of colonizing it. We got plenty of nice islands here in the United States. I've never even been to Hawaii. Oh. Really kind of worried about my coffee now. If I wanted it, okay. I guess I'm not that worried. Kind of like Easy BCLS wants to get back into tennis. If I really wanted to, I could run and get some more coffee. Chris said Hawaii is a bit overrated. You are sharing the landmass with Indonesia. But isn't Indonesia made up of like 500 different islands? You are actually attached to part of Indonesia? Yeah, you've never been to Hawaii either. Yeah. I mean, Hawaii would be pretty, but expensive, far away, hot. Maybe. I think I'd rather go somewhere cool than somewhere that's so beach dominated like Hawaii. Sandra says, yes, but we have borders. Are there people from Papua New Guinea trying to get into Indonesia? Or people from Indonesia trying to get into Papua New Guinea? Have they built a wall? Oh, that's nice. Oh, an amazing audience. 60 thumbs up right at the 60th minute. Somebody's on from Ireland. It's interesting. People are just naming countries. Seabiscuit said Mexico. Sarah said Ireland. Name your favorite country, please. Julie Flanagan, what's your favorite country? If you were to type a country, what would you type? Okay, there's checkpoints at the border crossing. So you do have some defenses set up so people can't go back and forth. I mean, how horrible would it be if the people from Papua New Guinea just went into that's hard to say, into Indonesia and vice versa? Switzerland. He's going to name countries he's never colonized. For some reason, somebody's really obsessed with the thought that I might be colonizing countries. I mean, I like that a little bit. It makes me feel sort of like a king or a president or somebody significant who's not just sitting in a hotel room in Illinois. That you actually think I colonize countries. It's a glorious country. I bet it is a glorious country, Switzerland. We used our visas to go in to buy goods to come and sell in our country. So is stuff cheaper again in Indonesia than it is in Papua New Guinea? Apparently it is. Apparently it is. So you cross the border into Indonesia, buy goods like what kind of goods? Food? Cigarettes? Seems like cigarettes would be a lot of bang for your buck. I don't know if people over there smoke cigarettes, but if you're going to buy some, you bring a suitcase, you can bring a whole lot of cigarettes back. Bringing like bananas back, you need a lot of storage for bananas. You'd like to visit Norway. That sounds pretty as well. Sounds very pretty as well. So it's 8:05 in the morning. And it's Wednesday morning. I am going to get a little more coffee in a bit. And I am going to head to the gym and see how my day goes out. The last several days have been very structured and very purposeful. I'm a little scared being in a new town, not knowing what to do with myself for like leisure. I looked up movies the other day, and the only movie that I'd even think about is Wuthering Heights. And to me, that sounds like a date movie. It's got that gorgeous girl from Australia, Margot Robbie, in it. I've seen her naked. But other than that, I'm not sure how much I really want to see Wuthering Heights. Because again, it feels like a romantic movie. I saw her interviewed with the actor, and apparently they were outside and it was raining, and he took his hands and put it up over her face like this to shield her from the raindrops. And she thought it was the most romantic thing ever. You know, I bet she thought it was super romantic because the guy was probably super good looking. If some old, fat, bald dude did it, she'd probably smack him for harassing her. Somebody said it's traumatic. It is not romance. It's very triggering. Live without knowing about Margot. All right, well, thank you, Seabiscuit. Well, WMCC, you don't have to watch my show. If you have a problem with something I've said, you don't have to watch my show. Where am I from? I'm from the United States. I guess I'm from Illinois. You do not recommend watching, I mean, Wuthering Heights? Why do you not recommend watching it? Because it's not a good movie? You seem like you're saying it's stronger than it's not a good movie. I think you might have said it's very triggering. It's like an old book. How triggering could it be? It's got to have some romance. There's some good-looking guy, and there's Margot Robbie, and the good-looking guy is taking his hands and covering her eyes when it's raining. Would I pick Arabica or Robusta? Oh, it's not a good movie. Did you actually see it? Did you actually see it? It's pretty sad that you don't. Okay, well, Chris, if you're sad, don't watch the show. I hate that somebody's sad on my show. It's like being thrown in a dryer. You did see it, okay. You're going to be in the 70s today in the Ohio River Valley region. Okay. Is that like Cincinnati? The Navy to be, okay, well, welcome, Christian Salisbury, who's going to join the military to be a police officer. Louisville, Kentucky. All right. All righty. I wish I had more coffee. Do you guys want me to go get some more coffee, or should we sign off? What should we do? Maybe we could sign off. It's easier editing videos that are about an hour long. Rebecca said get more coffee. Road to Freedom wants to call me Bruce, so they want me to get more coffee. All right, you guys chill out here. I'll be back. Don't go anywhere. You can go somewhere. I don't take attendance. Wonder if anyone's still there. You guys still there? Oh my God, the exact same number. Could it be frozen? Could it be frozen? Could it be frozen? Oh. Let's see. You're on the east side. You're just stopping by to wish me a wonderful Wednesday. Well, All right. Well, thank you. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday as well. Mm. Yeah, well, I was just thinking because I think I left when it was at 68 people, and I came back and it was 68 people. Felt like it could have been frozen. How am I doing? I'm really doing well. Somebody said good evening. Thank you for your support. I wonder in what way I supported you, Yohi. But you're welcome either way. I'm not sure that I did. Nobody left. It's amazing how patient you guys are that not one person left. I don't know how long I was gone for. The coffee directly in the lobby, I only got like one squirt out or pump out, and then it ran out. So I had to walk back into the place where they keep the oranges and the yogurt at the continental breakfasts. And yeah. Mm. Well, now I'm all set up for my day. Rebecca said they're a glorious and patient audience. I look rich. Do I? I'm sitting in a fairly reasonable, lower priced hotel in a lower priced area in the United States wearing sweat clothes. I'm wondering, in what way do I look rich? How do I look rich? I mean, I like that you might think I'm rich. Not that there's any massive value into being rich, but I must carry myself in some way. Yeah. Coffee is your cash crop. Your father owns a coffee plantation. Does the hotel have a pool? No, it doesn't have a pool. But I appreciate you saying that's something I could do today if it does. Just hang out at the pool. Nothing like hanging out at I assume you'd mean indoor since it's February. Nothing I'd rather do than hang out at an indoor swimming pool at a reasonably low priced hotel all day long. That sounds fun. I speak like a rich person. What does that mean? What does that mean? I speak like a rich person. The way I enunciate? How does a rich person speak? I mean, I am starting to feel it might be a compliment. Rebecca said, I speak, they mean you sound sophisticated. Okay. Educated. All right. Proper. I'm certainly not rich, but I appreciate that. I think that's a compliment. Lack of accent. But don't I have an accent? Don't, if you're from somewhere else, don't I have an accent? You know, if you're from, somebody was on from Alabama, I believe, a little bit ago. I would bet they think I have an accent. Or the woman from Papua New Guinea. Yeah, Rebecca Tilley certainly thinks I have an accent. You didn't say all day. Well, you said it was something I could do today. First of all, they don't even have a pool. I mean, if it was an outdoor pool, but again, it's February. If it was an outdoor pool, I could see hopping in the water and laying by the pool for a little bit. But I find there's something kind of yucky about like an indoor hotel swimming pool. Probably indoor pools in general. I used to like them as a kid, but now that I'm an adult, hopping in an indoor swimming pool, uh, yeah, I don't know. Plus, I don't have a suit. It's packed up in my Kia Soul. Oh, I don't have much. I sound like a TV person. Are you saying I should be a newscaster? How do you get that gig? I don't think the FBI wants to hire me. I don't think the police department or the fire department wants to hire me. Could I apply? I don't even think restaurants wanted to hire me. Is the Kia doing well? The Kia is doing very well. Thank you for asking, Seabiscuit. It's filled. I hope it's not mad at me. I might even be mistreating a little bit. It is so crowded, filled with stuff. Tony said newscasters gotta have degrees, sadly. I have a degree. Should I go knock on a station with my degree? Here's my transcripts. Will you put me on TV? I sound rich. Oh. I'm on the big screen now. I wonder about that a little bit. Is there how important is it to be, if you are doing a show or building an audience, to be on the news? Or somebody brought up a DJ earlier, and I've applied to a couple DJ positions in my life. I didn't get the jobs. But either way, I'm wondering what their audience potential is, and if you're better off doing this. Another thing I've noticed, I don't know if many of you are on TikTok, but anytime I go over to TikTok, all the videos I see, and I don't even know where they're coming from. I don't know if they still have the FYP page or what have you. But all the videos that they put out, I see, are videos talking about how important it is to post a lot. And I'm wondering if that has to do with the change in ownership a little bit, that they're very proactive, trying to get people posting more, using TikTok more, build that platform back up. Because again, every video that comes out, I see, is one from not only telling people to post more, but promising, like, if they post a video every day, that it would change their life. And I'm telling you, as a guy that's probably posted a video on TikTok every day, pretty much for a couple of years now, it's not going to change your life. It might change your life. I don't even know. Do people make money over there? Or what are they even promising? Yeah, what are they even promising? That you build an audience? You know, I got a fairly sizable audience on a few different social media platforms, but I would never be out here telling you guys to start posting videos. Seems kind of strange. I might tell you, maybe go to church, go to the gym, go for a walk, get outside. But I don't know why anyone would be. Well, I think I think those are the videos that probably go most viral because they're probably pushed by TikTok. I bet I could do a video and be sitting here and saying, guys, I promise you, I know it sounds overwhelming, but if you do one thing, just post and post again tomorrow. And don't stop posting. It'll change your life. And then hang up. I bet if I posted that on TikTok, they'd probably make that video go viral. Because they're not well produced. They're just people sitting in their car going, look at me. I posted every day for a year. And here I am still sitting in my car, posting again. But I only see it on TikTok, so I think it's something TikTok's doing. People selling stuff make money. What are they selling? Like things on TikTok Shop? Cut down. Literally, anybody that uses the word literally, that might become one of my words that I do, like you should. If anybody uses the word literally, I think they got to be like 12 years old because they're usually misusing it. Probably 98% of the time they misuse the word literally. So I'm going to put them in timeout from now on. Is my name Ken? Yes. Yes, it is. Somebody bought some great flickering solar lights on TikTok Shop. Good night, Sandra. You have a wonderful day or a wonderful night. Nancy said it's the most overused word ever. I would say it's the most misused word ever. You very rarely hear literally used correctly. And the irony is in the definition of it itself. Oh. Well, we've had a glorious audience today. And we still do. We still do. Got a full cup of coffee. Kind of got my first free day in a while, and I think that helped me sleep in this morning. It won't be a free day. I still have things to do. But I think those will all fall into place. And I think I've planted a whole bunch of seeds over the last several days. And although I'm tempted to water them all and make sure they're all doing well and check on all the seeds I've planted, again, sometimes you got to give God some time to help the plants grow. And maybe that is going to be today. Which brings me back to what the hell do I do in this town when I have no social life? I go to the gym. I get huge. I get strong. I feel good. But after that, I'm not sure. But again, it's Wednesday morning. And I want to thank you guys for joining. It's like starting a conversation with, can I be honest with you? Yeah, Greg, I'd normally say, well, please don't. It sounds like there's a mean thing coming. I've been having an affair. Well, that hurts. That really hurts. Well, that's good to know. Are you going to be continuing this affair? Are you still trying to hold on to whatever we have going? I'm personally find the fact that you're having an affair, even if you're honest with me about it, somewhat off-putting. Oh. Do I work for the Gates Foundation? No, I don't. I don't work for the Gates Foundation. Does Bill Gates still have a foundation? Oh, Rebecca, you're just jealous that I flirt with ChatGPT more than you. I don't actually flirt with ChatGPT. I think it's kind of a schmarmy dude. Super educated, but not that cool. Not that cool. But yeah. I want to thank you so much for joining today. We've had an absolutely glorious audience start to finish. Um, I got to share some thoughts on the Winter Olympics, on various other important topics that are facing us all. And can I make the voice female? I don't use a voice, I just use words. Um, yeah, I just use words. I don't have it actually speak to me. I'm not sure how you'd actually have it speak to you. That might be more intimate than I want to have it speak to me, but I know you can. I guess I've seen it. But anyway, thank you so much for joining today. I hope your week has started out great. Hope you're looking forward to your day. You had a great night sleep. I hope you are feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. I hope you are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.